प्रोग्राम मुद्दा यूएसए विच तुहाडा हार्दिक स्वागत है। अज दा प्रोग्राम असीं कुछ नवेकले ढंग नाल तुहाडे रूबरू करन जा रहे हां। आम तौर ते भारत ते अमरीका दे संबंधां बारे या साउथ एशियन खित्ते दे विच अमरीका की किस तरह की भूमिका है, ये बारे असी पैनलिस्ट लैके विचार वटांदरा करते हैं। पर अज असी तुहानूं उस जगह ते लै आए हैं जिथों ये पॉलिसियां बनदियां ने, यानी यूएस कैपिटल बिल्डिंग विच। यूएस कैपिटल की रिबन बिल्डिंग दे विच एक प्रोग्राम का आयोजन किया गया है, जिस विच भारत ते अमरीका के संबंधां नूं लैके गलबात की जा रही है। लगातार पिछले 75 सालों तो जदों दा भारत आज़ाद होया है, इन संबंधों के विच किस तरह दी तब्दीलियां आईयां ने। दुनिया के सब तो वड्डे ते सब तो पुराने लोकतंत्र के विच किहड़ी सांझ है जो इन्हां नूं होर नज़दीक कर रही है। सब तो महत्वपूर्ण गल है कि इस दे विच भारतीय अमरीकन भाईचारे की किस तरह की भूमिका है। इत्थों के लॉ मेकर की कहते हैं, जिहड़े भारत तो डिप्लोमैट आउंदे ने उन्हां दी इस विच किस तरह की भूमिका होंदी है। इस प्रोग्राम दे विच इन्हां दोनों सैगमेंट दे विच ही असीं तुहाडे रूबरू करांगे। पहले भाग दे विच वेखदे हां कि भारती ते अमरीकन भाईचारे का इन्हां संबंधां दे बारे की कहना है। भारत ते अमरीका के संबंधां नूं नवीं उचाइयां तक लैके जाने वाले डॉक्टर भरत बराए भी साडे नाल ने। डॉक्टर साहब, आपकी इंडो यूएस रिलेशन में बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है। आप कैसे देखते हैं कि अमेरिका के विकास में हमारे इंडो अमेरिकन कम्युनिटी का क्या योगदान है, और इंडो यूएस रिलेशन बनाने में, और ख़ास करके 75th जो हम एनिवर्सरी मना रहे हैं, उसमें लोकतंत्र की दोनों देशों में किस तरह की पिक्चर आपके सामने है?
देखो, दोनों देश लोकतंत्र है। अपने देशवासियों के लिए हमेशा आगे लाने के लिए दोनों देश भूमिका लगा रहे हैं। अब अमेरिका में कभी 45 लाख इंडियन अमेरिकन्स हैं। यूनाइटेड अरब अमीरेट के बाद सबसे ज़्यादा दूसरा नंबर के हम इंडियन डायस्पोरा हैं। तो दूसरे काफ़ी फील्ड में, मेडिकल हो, आईटी हो, इंजीनियरिंग हो, एजुकेशन हो, एरोनॉटिक्स हो, बिजनेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन हो, तो सभी फील्ड में अपने भारतवासी आगे आगे आ जा रहे हैं। अब आप देखो कितनी बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियों के सीईओ भी इंडियन हो गए हैं। तो ये देश के लोग सब जानते हैं कि भारत के लोग काफ़ी होशियार हैं, काफ़ी दिलचस्पी से काम करते हैं और वफादारी से काम करते हैं। अब जो कांग्रेसमैन हैं या सेनेटर हैं, वो भी मान से बात करते हैं। तो दोनों देशों के बीच संबंध कैसे बढ़ाए जाए, क्योंकि अमेरिका को भारत की ज़रूर है, भारत को अमेरिका की ज़रूर है। पैसिफिक महासागर में चीन जो कर रहा है, तो काफ़ी देश जो वहाँ है, वियतनाम है, फिलीपींस है, इंडोनेशिया है, सिंगापुर है, ताइवान है, सबको लग रहा है कि चीन अपना जमावत कर रहा है। तो अगर चीन के सामने तो भारत जैसा बड़ा देश ही आगे आ सकता है। तो अमेरिका और भारत और उसके साथ जापान और ऑस्ट्रेलिया जो क्वाड बना है, उसके वजह से पैसिफिक में फ्री ट्रेडिंग, फ्री नेविगेशन हो सकता है। तो भारत से आने वाले भारतवासी और अब अमेरिकावासी, हम सब ये दोनों देशों के संबंध बढ़ाने के लिए अपने कांग्रेसमैन और सेनेटर के साथ करेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा होगा।
पिछले दिनों में शिकागो में आपने, दर्शन धालीवाल जी ने और इंडियन एम्बेसडर तरनजीत सिंह संधू जी ने एक इवेंट किया था, जिसमें पहली बार मैंने देखा है कि बड़ी गिनती में सिख वहाँ उपस्थित थे। आप कैसे देखते हैं कि जो ये डायस्पोरा है, इसको एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म पे और लाने के लिए, ताकि यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स और इंडिया के रिलेशन जो हैं और भी स्ट्रॉन्ग हों, आप इसके लिए कैसे देखते हैं?
ऐसा है, देखो 1984 में जो हुआ वो बड़ी गलती थी। गोल्डन टेम्पल पर अटैक, और उसके बाद जो दिल्ली में हुआ कि सिख भाइयों पर हमला हुआ, लोग भूल गए कि सिख भाई तो हमारे बड़े भाई है। देश के लिए, हिंदुओं के लिए सबसे लड़ाई तो सिखों ने की है। गुरु गोविंद सिंह और से उन्होंने, गुरु तेग बहादुर ने अपने दोनों बेटों की दे दिया था। जो कोई भी प्रॉब्लम था, इंदिरा जी ने बड़ी गलती की, लेकिन नरेंद्र भाई और सिखों के बड़ा मान करते हैं और उन्होंने काफ़ी काम किया है गुरुद्वाराओं में। ये जो करतारपुर का है उसके साथ जो बनाया है कॉरिडोर, और सिखों का बहुत बड़ा आदर करते हैं। तो हमारी ऐसी कामना थी कि सिख भाइयों को बुलावे कि सब भाई एक साथ काम कर सकें।
As we know that the oldest democracy in the world, United States, and the largest democracy, Bharat, their US-India relations are very, very important for us. And today we will have several lawmakers coming here. Many of them they will be speaking, as well as many of them they will be interacting with the diasporas here. We have many other CEOs from different companies coming to speak. Honorable Ambassador Taranjit Singh Sandhu is going to attend this program pretty soon.
US-India relationship has come a long way. And since independence, the diplomatic ties have grown further, and from 2010, this relationship has materialized from strategic partnership to a natural allies. And now Joe Biden conveyed his message, and so did Ambassador Sandhu, that this relationship, between US-India relationship, is highly consequential. And as chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Gregory Meek said that this people-to-people tie is very critical and consequential for India-US relationship. So ये जो है, this was a show of strength and unity of US and India together here. And we take pride in hosting this occasion here at the Capitol Hill, and various US lawmakers came and communicated there the importance that India holds in the global scenario these days, and they were clearly siding India in terms of their foreign needs and support, whether it is the aggression of China or marketing, or whether it's build in India, make in India. So US and India, they share a very, very critical relationship, which is going to be strengthened in the next 25 years, which is termed the Amrit Kal by our Prime Minister. And Americans here have taken a vow to contribute to the developed India that Prime Minister Modi wants to see in after next 25 years in 2047.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਨ ਭਾਈਚਾਰਾ US ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਉੱਪਰ ਇਕੱਤਰ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਯੋਜਿਤ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਚਾਰਿਆ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਭਾਰਤ ਤੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਸਬੰਧਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਨੇੜਤਾ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਫਿਲਹਾਲ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੇਲਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਦਾ। ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਨ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਤੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਸਬੰਧ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੱਡੀ ਭੂਮਿਕਾ ਨਿਭਾਈ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਮਹੱਤਵਪੂਰਨ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਭਾਰਤ ਤੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਸਬੰਧਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਅ ਮੇਕਰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਵਾਈਟ ਹਾਊਸ ਤੋਂ ਰਾਜ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਬਾਈਡਨ ਦੇ ਐਡਵਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ। ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਰਾਜਦੂਤ ਤਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੰਧੂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹਾਂ।
I would like to thank my friend Ashok Bhatt for that introduction and for helping organize this event on trying to build a stronger relationship between the United States and India. We remember that the United States is the world's oldest democracy, India is the world's largest democracy, and it is no surprise that the US and India have formed an alliance dedicated to promoting democracy around the world. I've worked to ensure that India's future includes a strong and growing US-India relationship, And that's why I focused on economic issues and security issues, deepening the bond between our two countries. According to figures released by the U.S. Census Bureau, India-U.S. bilateral trade was worth $113 billion last year. I salute the people of India on their achievements. I congratulate the Indo-American community.
The Indian Americans are actually representing in California, and I'm very, very proud of that we are working together. We even actually give out ballots in Hindi. There's about 5,000, only 5,000 in my district for India right now that, love that country. Only thing is, we really have to know China is a big threat, because China and India had a great relationship started building. Like China, very selfishly, that they want to spread out and expand. Whole world, they're not going to be happy until they take over. So this is a time, actually, U.S.-India relationship, strong relationship, is more important than ever.
And thank you for having me here, but more importantly, thank you for being here. I want to stress to you, yes, I want to stress to you how important your advocacy is, how important it is for you to be here and to educate members of Congress about your issues that you're concerned with. That's what we need to be doing on Capitol Hill. I hope that you will be visiting offices, visiting different members of Congress, educating them as to the issues that you are concerned about. You are Indian Americans. You are very important to our society. Our future depends on a great relationship between the United States and India.
I was born in India. I am one of those privileged people to be an immigrant and a naturalized citizen in the United States Congress. I was joking with someone the other day, there's something called the Make in India campaign. I was made in India. Let's talk about India. We know all about India. India, from where it started to where it is now, we know it is the fastest growing major economy in the world. It's one of the largest economies in the world. We know about its great technological developments, its great agriculture inventions. We know about so much progress. But let me tell you about its greatest export. Its greatest export is none other than you, Indian Americans.
I do bring you greetings from President Biden and the White House, and also from Vice President Harris. It's wonderful to join you on this auspicious occasion with His Excellency, our Ambassador from India, Taranjit Singh Sandhu, members of Congress, performing artists, and distinguished guests, and of course, little children as well. I want to thank everybody who has put this together, the 75 organizations. That is quite impressive, and it's wonderful. It's through leadership and community like this that really demonstrates and strengthens our ties between the United States and India. As President Biden has said, the vibrant Indian American community in the United States has made a more innovative, inclusive, and stronger nation. And that's why it's such an honor to serve as a commissioned officer in the Biden-Harris administration. Through my role leading the pandemic team at the National Security Council, I've had the privilege of partnering with governments, including India's, whose leadership on COVID-19, both at home and globally, has been nothing short of extraordinary. It's also an honor to do this work with many other members of our Indian American community across the administration. That includes, of course, our Vice President, Kamala Harris, who regrettably is on leave travel today and could not be here. But it also includes several other South Asian commissioned officers and senior staff in the White House. Just up the street, they've been appointed by President Biden. There are people like Neera Tanden, who is the senior advisor to the president. Gautam Raghavan, who is the Director of Presidential Personnel. This is the person that helps the President appoint thousands of others across the government. Dr. Ashish Jha, my colleague and friend, who is the White House COVID-19 coordinator, and we've been working closely together on that pandemic. It also includes 130 Indian Americans that have been appointed, 130 Indian Americans that have been appointed by the President across the government. And that is something to feel proud of. They include Kiran Ahuja, Director of the Office of Personnel Management, Admiral Dr. Vivek Murthy, my close friend, our Surgeon General, and Dr. Rahul Gupta, Director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, as well as Dr. Atul Gawande, who is leading global health at the U.S. Agency for International Development. I mention all of this because I'm proud. I'm proud to be part of an administration that is committed to diversity and building a government that with leaders who look like and represent America. And as you can see, we're not all physicians in the government. You can see that we span all policy areas and positions across the agencies and in the White House, bringing our expertise and our perspectives and values to bear. But I have to say, this representation of our people in government has had an impact on how and when we show up for Indian diaspora. We've celebrated Vesak and Eid at the White House. The President has issued statements celebrating Ramadan and the anniversary of the birth of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He sent out a Mahavir Jayanat message to the Jain community. And in this last part, I want to reflect in particular on President Biden's words on India and America in his message on the 75th anniversary of India's independence. The President noted, as people around the world, including nearly 4 million Indian Americans, celebrate the 75th anniversary of India's independence on August 15th, the United States joins the people of India to honor its democratic journey guided by Mahatma Gandhi's enduring message of truth and nonviolence. He said, India and the United States are indispensable partners, and the U.S.-India strategic partnership is grounded in our shared commitment to the rule of law and the promotion of human freedom and dignity. That last phrase, the promotion of human freedom and dignity, that too is in our DNA. It's a fundamental idea shared by India and America. And that pursuit has shaped our community and our families. Through colonial rule, my family lived in Sindh. And then 75 years ago, at India's independence, my grandparents, fearing violence during the partition, fled their homeland and arrived as refugees in Mumbai and Indore. A generation later, their children, my parents, migrated from India to West Africa to Liberia, where I was born and raised. But again, we faced the conditions of violence. When I was 9 years old, civil war erupted in Liberia, and my family fled, arriving in America, again as refugees having lost everything. But as my father likes to say, no condition is permanent. When we arrived here in America, having lost everything, it was this community, our community of Indian Americans, who helped us rebuild. Indian Americans welcomed us into their homes. They helped my parents start a clothing shop and even helped put me through medical school. That's the power of this community. Over the last 75 years, my grandparents and parents have had their dreams nearly crushed by violence. But today, as their son, as their grandson, I'm honored to keep their dream alive while serving alongside members of the Indian American community. Thank you. In the White House. And what my family has learned, I'll leave you with this. What my family has learned from our journeys in India, America, and places in between is this: that we as a community are not defined by the conditions we face, no matter how hopeless they seem. We're defined by how we respond to them. And like many of you, we offer our gratitude to those who were unafraid to pursue freedom and dignity under the most difficult conditions of colonialism in India and in America. In both India and America, the dreams of freedom and dignity could have been crushed. But today, because of the efforts of those who fought for freedom, the dream of America and the dream of India is alive. It remains alive in our shared work, as President Biden said, to continue to promote freedom and dignity. And it remains alive, I believe, in every one of you. Thank you.
I also want to tell you that this is the time we are celebrating 75 years of establishment of our diplomatic relations between independent India and United States of America. So all of you know that how old this relationship is. It is as old as India's independence. And that's the length of our beautiful diplomatic relationship which Raj just mentioned. It's also indeed a special occasion for me to be celebrating this at the US Capitol. The United States Congress has played a special role in cementing this fantastic relationship which we are celebrating today. I have seen this for last 25 years. Way back in 1997, I came here as a young officer who handled the congressional relations. And I know at that time, Congressman Pallone, Congressman Gary Ackerman, and many others were the pioneers of pushing strongly this relationship. That I really don't need to repeat, that India is the fastest growing economy in the world today, that we have become the 5th largest economy, just overtaking United Kingdom. And there is a huge potential there. When one hears of several companies moving in, whether it's Apple or Google, moving in their investments into India, that's the partnership between United States and India in the coming days.
ਭਾਰਤ ਤੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਸਬੰਧਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਤੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਨ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਦੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਭੂਮਿਕਾ ਹੈ, ਉੱਥੇ ਡਿਪਲੋਮੈਟਸ, ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੇ ਲਾਅ ਮੇਕਰ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੋਮੀਨੇਟਡ ਨੁਮਾਇੰਦੇ ਜੋ ਵਾਈਟ ਹਾਊਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਭਾਰਤ ਤੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਸਬੰਧਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤੀ ਪ੍ਰਦਾਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ, ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਰਾਜਨੀਤਿਕ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸਰਗਰਮੀਆਂ ਵੇਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਭਾਈਚਾਰਾ ਹਾਸ਼ੀਏ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ-ਨਾਲ ਸਿੱਖ ਭਾਈਚਾਰਾ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਭੂਮਿਕਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਵੱਡਾ ਅਹਿਮ ਰੋਲ ਅਦਾ ਕਰੇ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਲਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਲਕਿ ਭਾਰਤ ਤੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਸਬੰਧਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਹਿਮ ਭੂਮਿਕਾ ਨਿਭਾਵੇ। ਫਿਲਹਾਲ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ। ਨਵਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ PTC। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।